Hey guys, it's Justin from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. This is our weekly watch list video highlighting a few stocks we are watching as well as a market breakdown. Enjoy. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is let's go in and let's break down SPY here and what a week we have had. So let's clear this out here. We're trading at all-time highs. So anytime we're trading at all-time highs like we are here on the S&P 500, you do have to resort to intraday levels using whole cycle regions. So if we were to test up into 500, very, very likely to be a resistance, simply because it's a psychology region or a psych region that many people will be watching. Same thing with like $5 regions, like 495, 490, 485, and so on and so forth. Going to be very, very important here this week. Now, if we go into the daily chart, we got this breakdown, and really this rally is powered by a lot of earnings. It's powered by Meta, Amazon, all of those earnings that really push this market higher. In this failed breakdown here on 131, gap down, broke below this low, sell straight from the open, and then boom, stuff this higher, break its high, and then get a follow through bar here. Personally, going to be eyeing this prior day close right around 494.35 for that continuation trade up into that 500 region this week. Into the hourly here, let's go into the hourly. A little selling pressure here. It wouldn't surprise me. Maybe if we test back into like 491.40, which is this prior retest zone from right here. So if you drew this out right here, right in this area into 491.40 to 491.60, any pullback into that area will be eyeing that bounce on watch here this coming week. Let's go back out to the daily here. Let's touch on the VIX quick as well. The VIX is still 1447 was that level I mentioned last week. Still rejecting it, not holding. So if we come back up, expecting the VIX to reject 1447, support below at 1294, and then below that still into that 1138 area, which has not been traded into. So keep an eye on this level. You can see reject, reject, reject. Now if we come back up and test 1447, eyeing this for another reject back down into this 13 area where you can see we held on 124. Let's go into a few plays this week. First one, Apple. So what happened is we gapped down below all this structure, and likely this, what happened here and why we had such an explosive move is because when we broke below this little low right here, what do you think a lot of people are looking for? Everyone's looking for shorts. We broke below this structure. We gapped actually below it. We opened down here, gapped below this structure, and we had a super, super strong trend from open day. So we opened, looked like it was a breakdown, and like everyone's saying, oh, there's room way down here into 167. And then all of a sudden, boom, we stuffed this higher and pushed this higher. Over 187.04, eyeing this long into 188.55, and then 192 over that, and then above that into like this 196 pivot from the daily chart. So overall, a macro potential up into here. This caught a lot of people off guard. I'm assuming a lot of shorts are going to be trapped. We get that nice move higher. And that weekly chart, very, very nice wick after trying to break below these lows. If it was truly weak, it would have pushed and held below these lows. So going to be my main watch here this coming week is this reclaim higher here on Apple. Targets, again, 188.55 and then 192 area, and then 196 being a macro target above. Let's go into Amazon, another one that is super strong, and this one's a gapper. So we're gapping up over structure. We get this nice gap up off of earnings. And when we go out to the weekly chart here, we're close to this pivot right here. So going to be eyeing a hold of this pivot right around 170 for a move near these highs up into like 188, which is near the all-time highs. It's one of the mega caps that has not made an all-time high this year, so it's something to note. If we do get strength on this one, this thing can really continue, and we can test back up into that 190 area. Daily chart strong, eyeing anything over this close right here for that continuation. 172.50 going to be a level of interest, being the prior day high here on Monday. Going to be keeping that on watch. If we go into the hourly, very, very nice structure here, nice push up and kind of forming a flag. So if you think of it like a channel, let's draw a channel right here. We're getting this hourly flag like such. So if we do break out here on Monday, going to be eyeing that flag continuation move for that upside trade here this week. Another one, I'm sure a lot of you guys also have this one on watch, is Meta. Holy smokes, is this one strong. They announced a dividend for the first time, and in this thing is just super, super strong. So going to be watching this one, as long as we hold above this gap region, I do think this tests into 500 just for liquidity. So watching how that trades. If we go to the daily, this is a similar setup to Amazon, although this one's at all-time highs. So we have no prior price data gap up. Nice continuation here. Watching an earnings continuation play, an earnings continuation play, basically we don't want it to break this gap because obviously there's a big room to fill below this gap. So if we hold this, hold that prior day close, eyeing a trade into that 500 macro target above, just for those liquidity purposes above. And let's touch on, we can do 2 more actually. We'll do 5. Microsoft. A nice wick up here. So what happened here is this likely trapped a lot of longs and boom, stuffed this lower. But this candle doesn't really follow through. What ends up happening is we get an inside bar and then a follow through, eyeing this for a follow through and continuation. Again, this one does have room up into that 415.32 area, eyeing any strength over the prior day high, sitting right now like 412.10, 412.28 for that move up into 415.32 this coming week. The last one is really an interesting setup here. I like AMD back over 180 for a test up into that 185 area. You can see from the hourly, we get a nice breakdown, we get a nice higher low structure. Really what I would like to see is a move up on Monday above this swing low right around 177.50 for that trade up into that 185 area where you see we broke above this high, was this last Thursday, so we broke above the high, slammed it lower. Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. We finally break the structure from Monday or Wednesday and Thursday, and then we get a nice push higher. So watching this move, I do think we have some potential here for that continuation move through 180 up into that 185 area this week. With that being said, that wraps up our watch list for the week. If you did enjoy this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. If you have any video ideas or questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you.